Hey guys, real quick before we jump into today's vlog, I apologize for the autofocus issues. I was having problems. I think I had it on the wrong setting or something. So there's two areas in the video where I'm out of focus, and it's kind of annoying. And then towards the end is like a very large chunk of me just being out of focus the whole time. So I apologize for that. I'm working on fixing that. So anyway, enjoy the vlog. Guys, I'm gonna do some Amazon returns today. Some things that I thought I needed that I don't need, and let's go do that. Okay, I just gotta make sure I don't need a label. Man, I love the holidays, I really do, but this shit's for the birds, bro. I hate leaving the house. Hate it. Leave a comment if you hate leaving the house. Let me get a thumbs up. Okay, label and instruction. Cool, so it's just the QR code. All right, let's go do this shit. I can't talk about one of the things that I'm returning because it's a gift, but I thought I needed this like really over-the-top SD card to handle the video files for this camera, and it turns out that the SD card that I've been using for years is just fine. I'm not shooting 8K or 240 FPS at 60 frames, shit like that. I'm just basic vlogging and stuff, and this seems to be working out just fine. I haven't had any skips or data writing problems or anything like that. So I'm taking this back, and then I got this filter. I'm kind of new to ND filters, and I got this one filter thinking it was something else, and just it's not what I thought, so I'm taking that back. Amazon makes it so easy for returning. It's just, I remember what a big pain in the ass it used to be, and I think I used to end up just keeping whatever I bought and didn't use because it was such a pain in the ass to return. But now it just makes it really easy to return stuff. I did hear that they may be starting to go harder on like serial returners, like that just buy a bunch of stuff and then just return it all. Like they're actually going to start charging a fee for that. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I definitely see that happening. We'll see though. Okay, Amazon return is done. That was nice and quick, very good. That'll be a few $100 back. And now I gotta go to Bel Air. I gotta go to Bel Air. Bro, I hate going to Bel Air. Going to Bel Air is hell. Bel Air is hell on earth. But we're gonna go. I gotta go to Best Buy. Getting some gas, we're getting some gas. Getting gas. Best Buy doesn't open until 10, so I'm just gonna take my time getting there. All right, all the returns are complete, and now I get to go back home. My happy place. I should get a car mount, right? I figured I'd share this story. I thought this was, be kind of interesting for you guys. So, back in the 2000s, my band was approached by several labels over about 6 or 7 years, something like that. And it was an exciting time. We were young. It was also a sad time because every time that these labels would get so far with us, they would lose interest for whatever reason, and I'll get into all that. But to kind of take you back to the beginning, our first record came out in the year 2000, 365-day weekend. I remember thinking that album title was very clever and fun, and so, but anyway, like we were just really excited to get our music on a CD for the first time. My dad paid for the sessions. We recorded the record in 2 days in April of 2000 for about $700. Recording is pretty expensive, and so we had to get in there as fast as we could. And the cool thing was that we were very rehearsed. We were very well rehearsed. We knew the songs very well. There was no writing in the studio or anything, or like fixing anything. We just knew. We'd play these songs a bunch of times, and we just knew what we were gonna do. So we went in and we did the whole record, 11 tracks in 2 days. we made this record, and it's definitely like the most different stuff than we've ever done. It's the first album. It's just all the songs that we thought were good. It's all different styles. It wasn't very cohesive. So, but we were excited, and it is what it is. So we made this record. It comes out in October of 2000, October 19th, I think. We start pushing it. I pressed 1,000 copies, and it was just exciting to have a record out finally. It's something, and we released it all by ourselves. I put it in record to tape traders, and just put it wherever I could, to get sold, like in stores and things like that. So fast forward a little bit, I found this company. They were like a talent company, and I'm not going to say their name. I don't know how much they contributed to this, but I just figured I'd bring it up. I figured it was relevant because the whole idea was that you would pay them to shop the record around to labels, managers, things like that, agents. And there was like this, I don't know, $100 fee, like a review fee, consultation fee to basically send the record in, see if it's something that they want to get behind, if it's something they want to shop around. And a few weeks later, I received a letter from this company, and they're like, "Oh my God, we love the record. This is great. You have really good songs. Like, we could definitely do something with this." So I'm assuming that one or two of these labels found us because of this guy. This one manager dude hit me up. He was working with a band that had more of a pop rock sound, and he really liked the tunes. He saw some potential, and then he wanted to hear some new stuff. I sent him whatever we were working on, demos, whatever, and he was like, he didn't really like it. It was like the more reggae rock stuff, and he's like, I really like the more Green Day sound you guys had. You should really stick with that. I was like, I don't know. I just really like this direction that we're going. I love mixing it up, and he lost interest, so whatever. And then in 2001 or 2002, I got an email from a guy named Mark at Dreamworks Records. He was an A&R guy at Dreamworks Records. And of course, I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Like, Dreamworks Records was huge by then with the movies and of course the label. And I remember Long Beach Dub All-Stars was on Dreamworks Records. I was like, this is perfect. This is gonna be perfect for us, So the guy, we're going back and forth through emails and calling each other a little bit. And he's like, I wanna come see some shows. So he came to a couple shows, at least one show that I remember, maybe two. And I think he was out in New York, came to one of our Philly shows. He liked what he saw. And then I think we were talking a couple days later, just to kind of get some feedback. He said he would be in touch, He liked what he saw potential, but he thought that we needed work still. He thought that we weren't tight enough. We played too fast. He thought our meter was all over the place. But he saw the potential. He's like, the songs are good. There's something here, but really, you guys need more work. So that ended, and I was heartbroken. That was like the first real taste of what it's like to do this, what it's like to work towards something and then have your dreams crushed by a major label. Because my whole dream at the time was to be signed to a major label, get on the radio, MTV, all that stuff. I've talked about this stuff on the channel before. So that ended, and we just moved on. 2002, the band is sort of flailing. We're not really playing a lot of shows. It just there was nothing really happening, and I wasn't very excited about things. I tried out for Limp Bizkit at a Guitar Center in Rockville, Maryland that year, just because, I don't know if I was losing interest in my band. I don't think it was that. It was just I didn't know what the hell to do. We weren't on tour. We were, the Limp Bizkit audition obviously didn't work out. But so anyway, and then 2005, we were in the middle of recording our second album, Do It For The Money. And I get this email out of nowhere from this lady. She's an A&R she's the A&R for Wind Up Records. Wind Up Records had Creed, Evanescence, Finger 11. These were all bands that were on the radio. They were all hot at this point in the mid-2000s. And she's like, I love your songs. She had this really thick Brooklyn accent. She's like, I love your songs. You're really attractive. I thought that was funny. She's like, I love your hair. I had the long hair at the time. I just love the look. I love the songs. And I would love to sign you guys at some point. Definitely want to keep in touch. So we kept in touch for a few months. She loved the band. And she's like, I need you to send me like new stuff that you're working on. They always want to hear new stuff, That's why I always suggest that like you should always have something in the chamber, like close to done, if not done. Just you can't leave anything to the imagination, man. It's got to be like a finished product if you're going to be sending things out. I don't trust demos. Finish it up, make it sound the best you can. Even if it's a demo, make it sound like the best produced demo you've ever had. You can't leave anything to imagination. You can't trust people to see the end result in their mind, to have the vision, And this is where I learned this lesson. So we send off some rough mixes, some unfinished songs, things weren't done yet from the new record. Mind you, that record, it's reggae rock, At the time, this wasn't a popular sound. And, Sublime had been done for 10 years at that point. And rock was really big on the radio. And we weren't rock, like we're very rock oriented, but, it's reggae rock. So she's trying to work out a showcase. She wants to get us in front of her husband. Her husband is the top guy at the label. She is the top A&R, and I think he was like the president or something. And ended up, Alan didn't like our songs. He didn't like the music, he didn't like the band. So that killed that right away. And I remember her telling me, like, it was just so cool. She was like telling me about like Amy from Evanescence, how like they developed her in that band. They let her take time and go to like, they basically put her on like a vacation to where she could get away from everything and just focus on writing. And they spent a lot of time developing her and everything. And it just felt really promising. It felt like wow, maybe this is a label that will take some time to nurture us and understand where we're coming from and all that. So, ended up not working out. And this was, 2005. So this was like our second, I think, like major letdown. And I was bummed out. I was bummed out for probably months about that, honestly. And I remember this guy that we were dealing with, he was a manager type, and I called this guy every day. I annoyed the shit out of this guy every day. I know, looking back, I wish I was just so excited. I was like a kid. I shouldn't have bothered this guy so much, but I was excited and I wanted to see what was going on, and everything was cool. And it was like it was literally at a point where we thought we were gonna get signed by this label. Like, we were like stoked, when we found out that we weren't gonna get signed, that they decided to go another way. This dude just stopped talking to me altogether. He was just like, and I was like, and I kind of confronted him about it. And I was like, where you, like, basically, like, where you been? Like, I thought we were a team here. Like, I talked to him for months, and he got all defensive and was, just like, I don't have time for this. He was always busy. Like, he always sending me to voicemail and shit, even when we were working together. He's like, I don't have time for this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. But everything was good when he thought we were getting signed, Everything was fine. Fast forward, 2007, we got hit up by an A&R guy named John from J Records. And J Records is a pop label. And they had like Mario and Alicia Keys. Like, you know, it was a pop label. So I didn't quite see where we fit in, you know, with this, but it was Clive Davis. Clive Davis is huge in the music industry. He's a pioneer, big industry tycoon guy, and very well respected. And so I was like, well, shit, this is great, you know? So we started talking to this guy, and he's telling me, he's like, he was really excited about the band. He loved the sound. He's like, man, you guys could really fill that void that Sublime left. Like, he saw it. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, this guy sees what we're trying to do. This is great. This guy understands my vision, you know? He's like, I need to see a couple shows. So we came out to a couple shows, and they were bad. We played someplace, I don't remember where it was, but we'd never been there before. I think 10 people showed up. You know, it was God damn it. It was whatever, you know, and I think he understood it. He got it, you know, but he liked the show. He thought everything was good. And yeah, we talked for a few months, and after seeing a couple shows, he was like, yeah, I'm working on getting your showcase together for Clive. And I was like, whoa, this is awesome. This is getting real. We're gonna go do a showcase for Clive Davis, you know. About a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, and I hadn't really heard from him. And, you know, I'm all thinking like, we're gonna go to New York, we're gonna play for Clive, this is gonna be crazy. He hit me back, you know, it was a phone call. He's like, yeah, man, like they just want to see some more story. You guys don't have enough story. You guys got to get out there and play some more shows and get some more touring under your belt. And, you know, we've been touring for a year at that point. And he's just like, yeah, it's just not going to happen right now. I was like, oh, that sucks. That really bummed me out, because this one and the one before, like, they felt so close. It was like the closest we'd been. It bummed me out. It pissed me off. I was like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what are we gonna? I don't know. You know, I got no hard feelings towards him at all, or any of these guys really. He's like a top guy at Interscope now, I think. And then to kind of cap off the 2000s label thing, in 2009 we got approached by a guy with an indie label that was just a dude who like had a bunch of money and I don't think he understood the music business. And we signed this deal. This is fucking hilarious, guys. We signed this deal for $1.2 million. $1.2 million. Okay? A record deal. Couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing, right? And then a month later, on my 29th birthday, we got an email that the label was dissolving in 45 days. Hadn't done anything. We didn't do anything with the money. We didn't start recording. We didn't buy new gear. And I had a friend's band that actually got signed by the same guy, and they bought all this new gear with that money. And then when the label fell apart, they got to keep the gear. We didn't do anything with the money. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. You know, it's like, this was all new, and it all fell apart. This $1.2 million record deal down the drain. No new gear. Didn't take advantage of it all. And that was the 2000s for Ballyhoo. And as bummed out as I was, I gotta say that I'm glad that it didn't work out. What this showed me was that this band had potential, because not one, not two, not three, 4 labels, maybe 5, I'm trying to remember, had contacted us in that 7-year span. I knew that there was something here. I knew that we had the recipe. We just need to figure out what to fix and how to, you know, just keep moving forward. And look, we've had plenty of bad things happen since then. We've had some good things happen, some really good things, you know. We've learned a lot of hard lessons, but at the end of the day, like, we own everything. We are currently licensing some stuff to a label, but we pretty much own all of our music. We're gonna get all of it back in the next 5 or 6 years. We'll own everything. If your band is lucky enough to keep touring, keep building a fan base, picking up new fans, keep getting streams, you know, and your music's still popular, it can all add up and you can really make something from this. Whereas like if we were with a label, we've been with labels that we worked with a label that didn't do anything for the band. You hear stories all the time about major label artists that get dropped, or they make a record but they're not allowed to put it out because there's not enough buzz about the band or something, or bands that get stuck in these long, super long contracts with no way out. Like it's scary. If you have the patience and you believe in yourself, you really can make a decent career out of music. But it just takes time and patience and perfecting your craft and understanding your audience and understanding how to market yourselves, having a good team around you. You really can build a life for yourself. So don't freak out. And I always say too, like if you ever get approached by a label, have the conversation, you know, find out what they can do for you. Don't think like it's a major label, let's sign. Don't do that. This is a business decision. Like this is money. And over time, this turns into like, you're going to go, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do this for? Like I'm locked into this. I'm perpetually in debt trying to pay this label back or whatever. I'm glad that it didn't work out. We're able to do whatever we want, whenever we want. And we do still have the option, if it ever comes up, to sign with a label if we want to, you know, but the deal has to be right. It has to be good for the band. I don't mind anyone making money off of our band. Like I want people to make money from our band if you're working with us, but I don't want you to be predatory and make money off of us for not doing anything. That's my fun label story. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what your thoughts. Are you an artist that had a similar experience with labels? Like let me know in the comments. And make sure you subscribe and like. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.
You're so pretty.
I'm so pretty.
You're so pretty.
I'm pretty. Baby Cayenne.
You're so pretty.
You're so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not as pretty as you.
Yeah.
You're so pretty.
Uh.
Huh?
I shoot